Yo, 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 what's good? It's Market Shenanigans, week 49. Doing this episode on a Monday because, well, I didn't have time over the weekend. So, I think this is going to be a really, really short one. I only have a few trades, and I don't think I have any lessons or anything. So, let's just jump right into it, the way I always do by looking at the last week first. So, last week, what went well was patience. Alright, looks like I only took two trades. That's pretty good. And what went bad, got zoomed in. Well, what is this? um, whatever. Uh, got too zoomed in on the E time frame and skipped a beautiful, strong setup. Was this silver? Yeah, it was silver. I remember. So the problem here was that I was stuck on the 1 minute, which was my entry time frame on this, and I saw this huge move, and I just wanted to see a little bit more of a pullback. But had I actually looked at the 6 minute, I would see that this is a perfect MMB, and I'm totally valid to take a trade here. Ah, unfortunate. What can you do? So I took instead, I think I took a gold trade instead, and well, silver was clearly leading. I took the weaker one, took a break even instead of a win. Shit happens, you know. That's fine. All right, so let's do this. Bring this to front. Okay, not like it really matters, but let's do it anyway. Um, let's go to trading over here to week 49. And I'm pretty sure I didn't fill in quite a lot of stuff because, well, I didn't trade a lot of the days, but let's just start with Monday. So, some news at 4. Looks like I did have my alerts here. Everything's good. I looked at silver, gold, and also BTC here. Okay, so silver is pretty damn clear. Like, this is a super strong market that went sideways a little bit and then broke into new highs. Of course, I'm going to follow that on the lower time frames. Here we have gold, very similar. I mean, there's an argument to be made that it's overextended, but it's the weekly, and I'm trading gold on like the 10-second and the 1 minute, so it doesn't really matter too much. The daily is looking really good. It's a bullish market, so of course I'm going to be looking for bullish setups. And then I have Bitcoin here, and Bitcoin I actually went short. So I have a clear downtrending market here that goes into stage one and then has big momentum coming out of it, makes all the EMAs rise and everything. There's an argument to be made that maybe it's too early. Like maybe I should have waited for like I don't know some kind of move higher that reaccumulates and then rebuilds itself up again. But I thought this is kind of good. On the daily, I can see the stage one here. Here it breaks out higher, pulls back into the rising 1020 and starts moving away already. So I thought this is a pretty nice trade, and I think I ended up taking a Bitcoin trade. So gold and silver look good. I'm on limited time today, as I promised my wife to help her with couch shopping. Oh yeah, the couch shopping, man. We did that like 3 times this week, last week. And Bitcoin shorts look juicy. Okay, so looks like I took a Bitcoin trade, so let's take a look at it. So yeah, daily, I already talked about the daily. So here we have a big move, comes back into some kind of demand zone. Like clearly this is a moment where demand, well, it's inverted, but whatever. Demand overpowered supply, right? Comes back into here, creates a beautiful stage one, big move away, pulls back, and then like big move away again. Looks really good. And here on the 6 minute, what do we have? So we have the first initial move that comes back to mitigate whatever. Big move again, pulls back into the rising 1020 on the 1 minute. Beautiful, strong stage two. We have some kind of liquidation over here. Let's take a white pen here. Some kind of liquidation over here. That's looking really nice. Some kind of stage one or whatnot. And yeah, MB1, MB2. This is looking beautiful. I absolutely love this trade. Really good trade. I'm gonna give that a perfect. So what do I do here? Wow. Okay. Perfect. Cool. And how do I manage this? Let's see. Well, that taps me in and pretty much instantly fucks me up for a -1. Cool. I like this trade. Nothing wrong with it. So strong momentum. Good momentum here. Good momentum here. Very good momentum here. And a perfect entry. perfect management as well because there was nothing to do. So overall, I think this was a perfect trade and it was a good decision to take this trade. Okay, so that's all for Monday. Moving on to Tuesday. Okay, some context here. So again, Bitcoin shorts, right? NAS 100. Here I'm writing, is it too soon? Well, the main reason why I'm asking this is, as per like what Qualamagi defines as a good market condition to look for stocks, is that the daily chart of the indice of Nasdaq is in a momentum cycle, right? So above the rising 10, 20, and 50 EMA, which, well, this would qualify. But I would also look at the structure, and well, there's an argument to be made that it broke out over here and it's looking good. So I'm just wondering, is this too soon or is this tradable? I'm not exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, I included it. UK 100, yeah, same story, really. Like, is this too soon? I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. And silver and gold, of course. And I actually end up taking a trade on NAS 100. So let's take a look. So here I am on the 60, right? Some kind of move up, some kind of momentum cycle here, breaks down for a reaccumulation. We have some kind of stage one that breaks out, reaccumulates, and then breaks out again. And does it actually go above this? Well, it's just at the high right now. Okay, that's cool. Overall, this is most definitely an area to look for trades. I do like that. So here we have a strong stage two, and we have a reaccumulation, and we have the reignition, right? So as this pulls back, I can look for trades. So here I am on the 1 minute, right? Big stage two starts going sideways, whatnot, reaccumulates, then goes higher above all of this, pulls back and creates this beautiful inside ICI or whatever, like on the 10-second. Yeah, this is, so I've been paying attention to how these specific setups look like, because usually what I like to do, right, is either I get involved on a DMB that looks something like this, where you have like clearly two MBs or whatnot, but I also really like to get involved in stuff where it goes like this and I get like the first MB, and instead of buy stopping the high, I can actually buy stop inside, especially if it's a strong one like this. And this is the type of setup here. And I've been paying attention to how does this look on the lower time frame, because, well, if this is the 1 minute, then there should be like a 10-second DMB in there, right? And sure enough, that's pretty much what we have in here. We have the MB1 validation, like going above this or this, whatever. Then it goes back, it holds and creates a higher low, right? That's important as it breaks into the new high. So this is how these setups generally tend to look like. And I think this was a perfect trade. I really, really like it. So, boop. I'm going to give that a perfect. Let's see how I managed. Boom. All right, so it goes higher a little bit, pulls back. If it breaks above that high, I'm going to be risk-free. I think I reduce risk twice here, don't I? Yeah, so I reduce risk here. And then as it breaks above that next high, that's when I go completely risk-free. As you can see, because of that, I actually managed to stay in the trade because I reduced to this white line. And now I'm completely risk-free, but there's just not enough juice in it, and it comes back to break even. So overall, I would say this was yet again a perfect trade. So, yep, good momentum. Momentum. What's here? Good momentum as well. What's here? Well, well, actually, this is the entry. The entry was perfect. So there's actually nothing here. So let's remove this and do this. All right. And management-wise, that was perfect as well. So overall, perfect trade. Was a good decision to take it. Nice. No reflection, no nothing. Honestly, like, I was not too present this week. Like, the markets have been trash. I've been saying it for weeks that I expect a drought. Like, it just so happens that there are a couple of trades, and I was present during interesting moments, but most of the time, the market just looks so fucking bad. So the best I can do is just be patient and sit on cash. All right, so Wednesday coming up, some news. So good thing that I have the screenshots here. And once again, I'm looking at NAS, gold, and silver. How did NAS develop here? Did anything new happen? Looks like nothing too interesting. All right, so NAS 100 looks good. Might look for some stock trades. Okay, so here I am, and I end up taking a stock trade. Interesting. All right, so here we are on comp weekly. Clearly in an uptrend, right? And now it went sideways a little bit, some kind of stage one over here, and it breaks into a new high. As it breaks into that new high, what do we have? Well, we have the stage one over here, right? And from there we have MMB, well, maybe MMB1, maybe MMB2, and now we are in MMB3. Most definitely not overextended, looking pretty sweet. I like it a lot. And here we are on the E, which is a 60-minute, big, strong stage two, reaccumulates, right? Okay, some kind of lows liquidated over here. That's exactly what I want to see. And then we have a strong move higher that pulls back. And here I like to look at the E micro because I like to see a reaccumulation. So on the 5 minute we have this push, right? This momentum cycle. I want to see reaccumulation, which clearly happens over here. And that by itself allows me to actually place the buy stop. So here there's a bit of an argument to be made that this actually went too low. Ideally, it would hold the 1020 and keep it rising. So maybe this was not too clean. Maybe I should not have taken this one. Like the dump here is a bit too much. Ideally, it would only go somewhere like here to liquidate stuff and then go higher. That would make it so that the EMAs would still rise. So yeah, maybe not the best, but overall, like pretty good. When it comes to the higher time frame entries, what I have noticed is I don't need to be that strict. It's much more about like the highs getting taken rather than how the MBs actually look like. As long as it's not like ugly or whatever, it's fine. But I always have to ask myself the question, right? If I could take this trade right now, would I take it? Honestly, I probably wouldn't. Like, there are better opportunities out there if I just wait for it. It's not a bad opportunity. It's kind of nice. Like, it has good alignment from a top-down perspective. But yeah, I just know that there are better opportunities out there. So maybe the E was not the best. Questionable entry. Okay. So I'm just gonna mark this up as a mistake. Gotta be really, really strict with myself here. Yeah. So how do I manage this? Got in with the limit. Cool. So I got in somewhere over here. Taps me in like this, right? And then as it breaks this high, I am completely risk-free. And goes a little bit higher and then comes back. Well, I take the screenshot a little late, but yeah, that's just a break even. So overall, the top down is pretty cool. I like the top down. Remove C2 here. So good momentum. Good momentum. And the entry is questionable. Questionable why? Because MB2 is a bit ugly, honestly. And it lost its EMAs. Yep, management was perfect. So overall, this trade, I don't know. I'm gonna mark it as a mistake. And I'm gonna say it's an ugly entry. Do I have something like that here? Must be, right? Yep, ugly entry, so mistake. Okay, so that is Wednesday, and I think that's all. Thursday, nothing here on Thursday, and nothing here on Friday. All right, so that is all. So overall, I took 3 trades. Yep, 3 trades. Overall, I'm down 1.6. Let me just fill out this stuff over here. So we got BTC that was taken on December 1 at what 1718, which was a minus 1.2. We got NAS 100 taken on December 2, December 2nd, 1411. 1411. That was a minus 0.2. No, minus 0.2. Okay, and we got a stock play, which was taken on December 3rd at 1621, also minus 0.2. Cool. So overall, minus 1.6. I'm sitting at, once again, above 20 RDD. That kind of sucks, but you know, like, honestly, I've been looking at the stock price and like I'm negative on stocks. So I might just I might look into the filters of stocks, like when did I take different stock price, and does it actually line up with Paula Maggie's rule of only trading stocks when NAS 100 is in an active momentum cycle on the daily? Because I think if I apply that filter, a lot of the stock plays are going to be filtered out. And that would be good because honestly, like my stock plays have been just taking me into drawdown. I only have one win and I have a lot of losses. Hmm. All right, so let's see. What kind of mistakes did I do? I took an ugly entry. Okay. And yeah, so I accumulated just 0.2 R in mistakes. That's very, very nice. I like that. If I had traded perfectly, it would be just minus 1.4. So let's just fill that in. One thing that's really good though is I was super patient. I really was. Like, yeah, maybe I could have skipped this one, but overall, I was patient. What went bad? Uh, well, one entry was kinda ugly, and I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. Compass should not be on my compass, I guess. All right, that's the entry. So results, minus 1.6. Okay, had I traded perfectly, minus 1.4. All right, that's overall really nice. I do like that. What's this? Yeah, I did. I see. I did watch some of Anton's videos just to see how exactly does he approach his C time frame. The reason I was looking at that was because of the Bitcoin shorts, I think, because I wanted to understand like how does he do that? And what he's basically looking at is just a big move out of a stage one. And then he goes to the V and he has to wait for the first pullback on the V, right? The first momentum MB. So the reason why I'm thinking about this is because I would often be a bit impatient and I would see if I can like jump to the E over here and start trading this on the E. So essentially I would be trading here. Yeah, I even write it here. Trading this on the E before the VMMB. Well, not really. So I pretty much need to let this happen, this push, and ideally, this is going to be a strong push that takes us out of that stage one and not something that just stops over here and fucks off lower for redistribution, right? So I need to wait for the VMMB over here. And then over here, I can already start trading on the E, right? That's fine. But I really, really need to see the push out of there and the actual pullback. We need to see some kind of reaccumulation. And I should not be trading this over here on the E. So yeah, that was just, I mean, I already knew that, but I just wanted to reiterate that a little bit for myself. Just going to take all of this and place it lower, just so it's still here. I like to keep these little notes. And yeah, I'm going to prepare the next week. So boop, over here, very nice. Week 50 already, god damn, that's insane. All right, week 50, we're almost done with the year, huh? Okay, so I'm wondering if there's anything else for me to talk about. Did I fill something in here? Did I maybe draw something? No, not really. It's all the same. And yeah, I think that's it. I did start a little bit of a back test. Uh, I write forward test here, but it's actually a back test. I have quite a few trades here already. Yeah, from here. The reason why I started is uh, so I was thinking to myself that I really, really want to succeed at trading, right? And sometimes well, whenever I wanted to succeed at something in the past, I would just be like, okay, I'm just gonna put in work. And at any point of the day, of the week, whatever, I could just go and start working on something. And I would know that if I put the time in, it's going to get me closer to my goal. But that doesn't really work with trading. If for some reason I just decide today, hey, I want to make sure that I succeed at trading and I'm going to try hard and I'm going to just do good, you know, well, it's only going to manifest in me doing nothing, right? Because that's what I need to do. If the market is not in its season, if there's currently no good market condition, the best thing I can do is simply wait. And that's a bit of a mind fuck because it makes me feel like I'm not doing anything and I would like to do something. So I was thinking, hey, what can I actually do? And even though I already have a well defined system and all of that, I can still practice my craft. I can still hone my edge and I can backtest, right? Because backtest is literally the only thing I can do to potentially make some improvements. So I decided to backtest again. But this time, the backtesting is very, very different from what it used to be. Because when I initially backtested, I backtested so many different like systems, so many different ideas to pick what I actually wanted to do. And even when I picked the final version of what I want to do, it was still a very, very rough system. It wasn't well refined, right? And I was still very confused during backtests. Even though I would find positive EV and profitability on paper, I was still rather confused. Fast forward to today, after I went through, well, a year of forward testing, maybe a year and a half actually, I now have a very well defined and refined system that I like to use. And now, if I take this one that is already solidified, now I can take it into a backtesting environment and run those backtests again. And I can just gather some more experience with it, right? And increase my confidence with it and just see how it performs and potentially refine it even better. So that's my goal right now. I'm just taking my current system into the backtest and I'm just seeing how I would perform on these different markets with the hope that it's going to increase my confidence and show me once again on paper that yes, I actually am profitable. And who knows? Like, there's just positive things that can happen. Like, worst case scenario is actually best case scenario because worst case, I figure out that I'm not profitable, which means there's absolutely zero chance that I would actually be profitable live, right? So it would just tell me, hey, there's something wrong with the system. I need to go back to the drawing board, which I did many times before, and I need to do some adjustments. And I'd rather find it out now than struggle for a few years on life, waste some money, and burn some accounts before figuring it out, right? So I went into the backtest and I started mm, picking just really, really nice setups for myself and see how I would perform. And this is kind of how it looks. So I'm just going to go over it very quickly so we can see like minus 1 BE, 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 minus 1 BE, lots of BEs, and then eventually plus 5 BE, plus 5, minus 1 BE, BE, plus 5 BE, plus 5 BE, BE. This is beautiful. This is so, so nice. And I already did some, I already gathered some statistics on it when I had around like, I think 50 trades, and the EV was around zero point 0.7, which is awesome. That's so, so good. That means that on average, every 10 trades, I take home 7R. That's absolutely insane. Of course, I don't expect it to be that good. Like even 0.3R, I would be completely happy with, right? But this just shows that I am indeed getting involved only during moments when when it makes a lot of sense, when it's like the market is super, super clear and I am on the right side of the market. And you can see that so much of that stuff is BE. And I would say the losses are pretty much just as rare as wins, which is beautiful. And actually, here I just went on a streak of wins because, well, that's what happens when you get into a good market. This, by the way, was JER 30 in 2024. When you catch or when you participate in a market that ends up going on a weekly trend, let's say, or even a daily trend, and you trade it on a 1 minute or 10 second, you will end up catching a lot of these moves, especially if you have a system well refined that only gets you involved during these moments. And I do have that kind of system, and it's awesome. So I'm really happy about that. I intend to do much more. I thought about so what would be a good amount of backtesting to do every day because I don't want to do too much. Well, might sound a little funny that I don't want to do too much, but I mainly want to be consistent, right? I want to be consistent and do a little bit every day that will ensure my long-term success. So I decided to initially I thought about like doing 30 minutes per day, and then I decided, well, maybe I should just focus on a number of trades every day. So I thought about 10, but 10 is actually quite a lot because I'm skipping so much price action. So I settled for 5. And you might be thinking, man, just 5 trades a day, like that's nothing. Yeah, it's not much. That's the beauty of it. But if you do it every day for 30 days, well, guess what? You're going to have 150 new backtested trades. That's like if you do batches of 50, that's 3 batches that you can go through and refine and see if there's something to improve. And I know from experience when I first started trading and how I hated backtesting and how I hated journaling, I know that 150 backtested and analyzed, properly analyzed trades in a month is more work than most traders will ever do before they give up. So actually, it's a lot, and especially given the fact that this is a marathon and not a sprint, and I know that I just need to do this for a long term, for the next years and decades. If I continue doing this, before I know it, it's 3 months past, and I have 450 backtested trades, and my edge is gonna be so well refined. Like there's nothing better for me to do than this, especially during moments of market drought and boredom, right? If there's nothing for me to do, the best thing to do is to hone my edge. So that's what I decided to do, and I will continue doing this. I've been pretty consistent. Oh, what the fuck just happened? Huh? Oh, okay, okay. I've been pretty consistent with this, and I intend to continue being consistent. And yeah, just boosting my confidence a little bit because you can never go wrong with that. All right, so that's all I wanted to coach myself on today, and yeah, I guess I'm gonna go on with my day. How long is this? Longer than I expected. 30 minutes. All right. Peace out.